I'm almost done, and I seem to have lost my layers palette, so I'll find it again. Oh, because I wasn't in Photoshop. Okay, so there's my layers palette. Again, if you lose it, just go over to Window, Layers, but you have to make sure you're in Photoshop, which I wasn't. Alright, so I'm going to deselect everything. I'm going to make a brand new layer, and I'm going to take that layer, and you might see this instead. You might see a paint bucket tool. You're looking for the gradient tool, so again, mouse down, make sure it says gradient tool, and currently these are the two colors I have selected. So if you look up here at the top, excuse me, those are the two colors it's giving me the option of using, which is fine. So if I go ahead and mouse down and click and drag, see, I get that, which is kind of cool. I like that. But the problem is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this layer and bring it down below, and I'll show you a way to get around it, but I have a yellow that looks a lot like it, so sometimes you can't see the yellow. So if you're like, well, how do I change the colors? You double click on this. There it is, and there it is again, right? And then check this out. So you can click on this, and you can change your color like that. Yay. You can even add another color. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm trying to think of a color I don't have yet. And if I want to get rid of a color, like this one, this awesome color, I can just hit delete and it's gone. I don't know if I want to go necessarily to purple to green, but I could if I wanted to. You know, it really just depends on what I want to do. I just like having a little bit of a transitional color there. So I say okay, and again you just click and drag, and boom. Oh yeah, that looks great. I like that. All right, so we're almost done. I like that background. And again, the important thing is just to make sure this is, you just put it behind everything else. See the layers at the bottom? You know, bring it up at the top, and it, just to show you, it's going to cover everything else up, right? Oops, and I just put it in the layer. So, whoopsie, I put it in this group. So I have to drag it out of the group and bring it down below. So be careful about that. Don't put it in the group. But the last thing I'm going to do is kind of a little different. Check this out. I'm going to take this, all this group stuff, all the way down to here. I'm going to ignore layer 1 when I do this, okay? And then I'm going to go to layer, and I'm going to say merge layers all the way down here. So layer, and I have to scroll down to get to it. Merge layers. And look what happens. It makes that all one big layer. Isn't that nice? So keep in mind though, if you want to do that, you can't individually move stuff around anymore. The only thing you can do is, it's the background's still there because that's a separate layer. But once you do this, you're kind of like at a point of no return. So just be careful with that. Make sure you're happy with what you have. And then when you're all set, go to image, or I'm sorry, let me hit the checkbox here because I moved it around. So check. And then this is fun. This is my favorite thing of all. I go to layer, layer style, and I'm going to go to, let me see, outer drop shadow. There we go. That's the one. And play around with these a little bit, but look what happens with drop shadow. If you want it to look like this is a piece of cutout paper, you can do that, and you can, like, I'm going to give it a little bit of a spread. I don't know if I like the spread. Maybe size is what I want. See, oh yeah, that's what I want. See how you have to like play around with these things? You can change the angle, right? If you hear a lot of heavy, that's my daughter watching this right now. So anyway, I'm going to say okay to that. And what's cool about this is it shows me the effects there, which I can always get rid of later. But, so yeah. All right, so when you're all set, I'm going to go ahead and file save, of course. Save my work. And I'm going to go ahead and stop that for now.